Scene one, Epic.
Take 3.
Hello there everyone, welcome to part 3 of our fantasy video series, Jam Fancy. We're here in Audacity today, and we're going to be showing you the next part of the series. Yes, my mind went blank. What's my line? Anyway, back here in part 3, we're going to be using Audacity in the same manner that we used it in the last video, except that instead of using it to record digital sound, we're going to be recording real life sounds in real life. Now, you know, I really like playing my guitar, and I just can't play the guitar in the same fashion that I would play it on a computer. You just can't do it. I mean, I guess you could if you had the right tools, but it's just not the same as holding a real guitar and plucking those strings. So I guess what I'm getting at here is that, sometimes a real instrument is better than a digital remake. So I encourage you, if you have the time to learn an instrument, learn it, man. Learning a real instrument can teach you a lot of stuff. You get better creatively in your mind. It's hard to explain. I mean, I've spent a decade almost, at least maybe, playing the guitar, and I learned a lot about music. Not so much about, the technicalities, but, just you get a feel for the music, and when you make the music, when you're making music after all that experience, it just comes easier to you. So I really encourage you guys, if you ever get the chance to learn a real instrument, a piano, guitar, whatever, you'll really, I promise you'll enjoy it and you'll gain a lot out of that. But anyway, we're not only going to be recording real life instruments here, we're also going to be thinking outside of the box, and we're going to use an assortment of random objects. I mean, for example, I have here with me, some plastic utensils. I've got a plastic spoon, and I got a plastic knife. When you use them together, they sound like this. That was amazing. No, but you see what you can do. You can be creative. You don't have to use real instruments. You can make up your own instruments in a way. You just gotta put your creative brain on and see what you can make. I mean, this sounds like one of those percussion instruments. The Guido instrument. I mean, you can use. Don't forget your voice. Your own voice can be a powerful instrument. Even if you think you sound terrible, if you practice that voice can be pretty powerful. So, without further ado, I'm just gonna dive into it here. The last couple videos were kind of long, So I'm going to shorten this one up because it's pretty self-explanatory. All I'm really doing is recording on my on Audacity using my microphone here. So I'm just going to go ahead and start getting to work. All I'm going to do is just say, similar to what I did in the last videos, I'm going to be playing the music parts in my head, not my head, in my headphones. I'm going crazy. I'm going to be playing the music in my headphones and recording myself playing the music, the instruments, until I get something I like. You know, I can recreate the sounds that I hear in my headphones, so it has a more lively sound later on when we mix it all together, and things like that. So let's get to it. Yeah, here we go. I understand that we don't all have very nice microphones, so even with this microphone I have, I still get a bit of noise in the background that I don't like. So in case you didn't know this, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna be showing you. Look, let me show you a little thing here. What you can do if you have, a lot of background noise in your microphone, what you can do is that if you record something, make sure to leave some space in the beginning. Don't just right away immediately start recording. Leave some space, and then when you're done, go back to that space and highlight it, select it, and then you're going to go to the effects. Up there in the effects, you're going to go down to where it says noise reduction. And then step 1, get noise profile. So you're going to want to do that first. Once you get that, Control A, select the whole track, go back to effects, go to noise reduction, and step 2, right there, hit OK. It'll start applying it, and you should notice that your background noise is greatly reduced. If it still needs some more reduction, go ahead, press Control R to repeat the last effect you did, which was the noise reduction itself, and it should be a little better. And just a quick note though, the more noise reductions you do, you gotta keep in mind you're also reducing the noise levels in the actual recording. So if you do it too many times, you might end up with some poor quality audio anyway. So don't overdo it. Okay? Another useful tip in Audacity is that you can, if your audio levels are extremely high, you might be able to remedy that using an effect called normalize. Here I'm trying to use a pencil cup to make some percussion. The pointy part of the pencils was sticking out, so it really hurt. Oh! It also didn't help that every time I shook the pencil cup, everything started to kind of fall out. Come on. Get in there. Oh, okay, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. We're done. Nope. Hey, a paperclip. Okay, so I'm opening up here a harmony I did already. That is 2 voices right there. And just to show you, we're gonna add a third one. So that thing is ready. Record over it. Now, don't forget about that noise removal, because I have some noise right there. It affects the whole thing, so let's get rid of that noise. Okay. Now for added... excuse me. Now, for added effect, we're going to go to a reverb. I like using reverbs when I'm recording things. It adds a nice little touch to the sound, especially if it's like, you know, a lead instrument or something. It can add a small amount of reverb to make the quality sound a little better. It's kind of subtle, but I like it. But in this case, we're going to go a little extreme. And we're going to go use a factory preset called Church Hall. We can go Cathedral, but that's a bit too much. We're going to go to Church Hall. And it'll give you that, you know, that motion picture-esque sounding choir effect. I think that's the word I'm looking for. So, okay, so let's add that effect and play it back and see how it sounds. Pretty nice, huh? You see what I'm talking about here? The voice can be very powerful. Okay, here we go. It's complete, I think. So I recorded some guitar. I recorded a keyboard. I had a keyboard back. Well, it's not mine, but I'm borrowing it. But I had I recorded some keyboard. Recorded some percussion. Got a water bottle in there. Oh yeah, and the voice, of course. And now that I've got all this together, along with the stuff we got from FL Studio 12 in the other video, we can move on to step 4, which is mixing all these sounds together to make the final song. I know this video didn't cover a whole lot in Audacity. You know, you have a range of effects, you can do other things, but I wanted to keep it simple because all we're really doing with this program is recording and trying to have our quality of audio be at least adequate for the next step. In the next step, it all comes together. It really does. You know, and even though it seems as if we might not have a very good sounding song going on, by the end of step 4 we'll have something that sounds really nice, you know, and plus it's going to be loopable because of step 1 where we made the loopable, you know, beat and everything. So it's going to be really nice. So in step 4 we're going to be walking into a program that you're probably not going to be expecting when it comes to mixing audio, but it gets the job done. So stay tuned for step 4, part 4, video 4 of our fancy video series here. So Please stay tuned and stay fancy. Fancy people.